And it looks like we have started. So, nothing special going on right here. This is more of a tutorial section for the beginning of the game. Just do some basic jumps and you're gonna race our friend Ruby here. And as we all know, winning the Ruby race is actually a sign of bad luck. So we're gonna see if someone has good RNG here. And, well, since not a lot's going on right now, we can talk outfits. So Dash, who's having the best outfit in this match, he's very similar to mine, but with the Crateract tendrils. And then we have Illias going with some kind of construct, red skin demon. And then we have Kayle, who's a fairy ruby, viola, orc thing. Still, not anything special is gonna really happen yet. There are some stuff happening though. Mostly these crumbling platforms. They're the kind of main gimmick of this world, if you want to call it that. So mostly we're just gonna run around, jump a bit, and kill some enemies while trying to not fall down the crumbling platforms. Or as Dash said, I think, Crumblies. I think that was his colloquial name or something like that. So now, first piece of tech in the game, I guess you could say, damage boosting. So when an enemy hits you, you get knocked up a tiny bit off the ground, and with this knockback, we can use it to reach places that we're not supposed to be able to go to. So there they just skipped a bit of a roundabout to instead head straight up for the end goal. And now Kayle brought down the first portal. This gives us the first movement mechanic of the game, except for your standard jump. And it's the flutter. So the flutter is similar to a jump, but not really, since it kind of holds your movement in the air for a bit longer. With a jump, you just hop up and then you fall down, but a flutter keeps you in the air for a bit. We see some weapon switching going on here. Kayle using Sloth to kill both of the enemies simultaneously. Let's see what's gonna happen. So now they're heading for the second portal. They're gonna utilize a bit of a, I guess you could say, bug, because some things in this game just happen. So he's gonna go into the portal room, and then when the fire guy spawns, he's gonna exit. Because now there are more enemies on the screen, so we can kill, the portal takes damage from them. And this isn't actually to make it faster at all, it's just to make it more consistent. Because these fire guys, or materializers, or whatever you want to call them, they can be really annoying sometimes, because they teleport randomly all over the place. So if you're unlucky, they might just become unreachable at some times. And now Kayle and Dash have finished the second portal, and Illias opting to go for a safer approach, taking the save at the end of a pretty long like section. So Kayle, he's doing Miyogi right now. Kind of a tutorial boss, nothing special going on. You can attack her once she's done an attack. And so for this boss we use Sloth. Even though it has a massive charge up time and a cooldown as well, it does 8 damage, which is the highest single hit in the game. And luckily Miyogi just takes 3 hits with Sloth instead of 6 hits with Pride, so it effectively cuts the fight in half, making it the absolute best weapon for this boss. So Kayle and Dash have finished up Miyogi, and even though Illias is a bit behind, it's not a lot actually from Dash, who's his opponent. He's just now entering Miyogi, and Dash finished not so long ago. Kayle just went for the pixel perfect or frame perfect skip there, where you jump up directly instead of going towards the turrets. Unfortunately, he didn't get it because it's ridiculously hard, so... Yeah, Illias just fighting Miyogi and mostly just platforming right now. Pretty standard stuff. And he's done. Oh, I forgot to talk about that as well. After Miyogi, you get the slide. And that's when the game actually picks up the pace, because now you can slide, which is a lot faster than just walking. You can also go under certain stuff, so you need it to be able to reach a lot of places in the game, since you get extra movement and you can go places. So now Kayle is going to fight Progora. It's an interesting boss because it's probably one of the bosses where you're the greediest in the game. You just face tank everything and damage him all the time. So we got the wind attack now. It's not too bad, there are worse attacks to get, but you want to get vomit. So let's see if Dash, who just entered, can get vomit. No, he got high swoop. Ooh, Illias having some trouble with the turrets over here. Let's see. So this vomit, if you get this attack first, you can kill him in one single attack, because he just stands there and you can do so much damage. And then what Kayle just did is the falling skip, where you switch save file to save with where you have double jump. And then you go back to your original save file, but not too fast, because then the game doesn't know where to load you. So now we're gonna see Dash do it. Let's see. Goes back. And he gets it. Nice. So what it does is, the game thinks you have your double jump, but you actually don't, because it checks when you're grounded or something. I'm not too sure of that. So you jump out of that very long falling section, which is just you fall down and lose a lot of time, and therefore we don't like it, so we skip it. And if you do it very precisely, you can get Ruby to stay on your back, making you keep your floating mechanic. This saves around 10 seconds, I believe, compared to not getting Ruby on your back. But it is a fair bit harder, so getting it is really good. So far we've seen both Dash and Kayle get it. And now both Kayle got it a while ago, but now Dash has the double jump. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can jump twice. Also, you don't have to jump from ground to keep your jumps. You can walk off a platform and then double jump and flutter. So that's a kind of interesting mechanic of this game that's not present in a lot of platformers. So Kayle is fighting Electrum right now. It's one of the earlier bosses in the game, sure, but it's one of the hardest to do fast, because you need to be very precise on his running attack to do a lot of damage. And Dash did take damage before Electrum by 2 orbs, and that's a lot of damage, so he opted to take the save before Electrum. Usually we'd skip all saves, so we can just reset and death warp back to before the lightning section here. And Illias is just going on Progora right now, so he's approximately 1 zone behind his opponent Dash. Now there's the enrage phase with Electrum. Nothing special, dodge the lightning. And Kayle, who's just down Electrum, has now gained another power-up. This is the Orbs of Purity. With them you can shoot a projectile that does 1 damage, and you have 3 in stock. And they recharge not very slowly, but not very fast as well. So this can be used to kill enemies from afar if you want to be a little bit safer, or get some damage in on other stuff as well. It'll also be used in some other key mechanics in the game later on. So now Dash just finished up Electrum, got the Orbs of Purity. Unfortunately had to save before, otherwise he would just have death warped back to the red save coming up now. And Illias did not get the good falling skip, so here's a display of what happens if you don't get it. Now, do remember, getting the good falling skip is hard, and getting the quote-unquote bad one is also decently hard, so you need to time it. But he'll lose about 10 seconds from that, but it still saves a lot of time compared to just falling down and then doing everything. So Kayle has done the Veil 2 skip. We're gonna see it coming up soon on Dash's side. And he's having a bit of a tango here with the scumbugs, as we call them. Let's see, he's very low. Oh, and he makes it. Good job. We're gonna talk about that once Dash gets there. No, it's the cave skip. You go into the troll cave, as the community's named it, because it can get you any time. And then you go out again when the rock thrower has thrown a rock. So the game knows there's a projectile in air, but it doesn't keep track of the walls, I guess. So the projectile can keep on flying while you're not there, and then when you go back in, the projectile is on top of you, meaning you take damage, and you can damage boost on top of the wall right there, skipping the entire troll cave. Oh, unfortunately Dash didn't get it, so Kayle is now on Amethyst. He did not take the save before, because you can just Death Warp back again. It's something that is used quite a lot in this game. There's a few sections where you really should do it, because it saves so much time. But it makes it riskier, since you don't have any save points, and if you die, you have to go back a long way. But so far, Kayle seems to be handling it nice. So Dash did the Veil 2 skip, skipping approximately a bit less than half of the entire world. And now he's heading up towards the cave skip. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, that was nice. First try. That was really good. It's such a hard skip, since you're going in half blind for the damage boost. So you need to know it by feel a bit, and also react very fast. He decides to take the save. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's Amethyst is a hard boss, and she can give you a lot of trouble if you're not very comfortable on her. So he lost 40 HP to the rock thrower before, so I wouldn't say taking the save before is absolutely the smartest move here, especially in a race setting where you're a bit more nervous. Unfortunately, Illias has a bit of trouble with the lightning orb section. I don't know if he's trying to damage boost here. Looks like it, since he's stopping. Yep. Bit of race swag for you there. Oh, suddenly didn't get it. So Kayle is now in the grotto. It has really good music. We're gonna hear it when Dash enters. And the gimmick of this area is there's switches and minecarts. So minecarts, you just hop on top of them and they start moving. And there's the switches. There's lasers in this game that will not let you through at all. So what happens is, oh, Kayle going for the slot strats discovered today by Canaris. Well, the switches, when you shoot them with an orb, they get turned off for a sec. So you can then go ahead and do the platforming, because there's no more lasers. But they will turn back on if you're not fast enough. And Dash just finishing up Amethyst. Good fight right there. And Illias has entered Electrum, so he's a bit further ahead, but it's still almost an area, so they're not too far apart. So now we can hear this gorgeous and beautiful grotto music. Let's see here, getting through the underwater mines beautifully. Illias just chucking away at Electrum. This looks like he's gonna get it. He has good damage in and he has a lot of HP left. Yeah, this is no problem for him. Electrum's down. So Kayle just now entering DA. I don't know if he went for water physics there, but if it was, a good attempt, my guy. So let's see, Dash is gonna hit the switch, lasers are off. Now this section, you need to be very precise, because you see there, the laser turns on just as you get out of it. So it's a hard section to do. Now DA is a boss who you cannot melee. You need to attack him with your orbs. This means that the fight actually has a set, you can only do it so fast, because your orbs only charge up so fast. This also means that you do not want to have any orbs in your ammo bar at any point in the fight, since having full orbs means you're missing damage. Nothing too special about the boss. It can get a bit hectic in the end, because once he enrages, you have to multitask pretty fast. And it looks like Illias is in the grotto. I guess he's going for Amy later. So yeah, that's the thing. Now Kayle is done with Dark Annihilator, and he's moving on. Dash, will he take the save? No, he's going for it anyway. And he gets it. Good job. Looks like Illias is going for some race swag over here. Will he get it? No, he just went for the first one, okay. Oh, forgot to slide. Now Dash entering DA. So about things getting hectic in DA. It's a pretty slow fight at start. But once he enrages at 40% HP, he starts like firing missiles from behind him as well. And you need to kill them, otherwise they will heal him. Ooh, and Dash just missing the bomb. And these fire bombs, he lobs them out during the fight, just randomly. And if they land, they will put out a carpet of green fire that is unextinguishable, so it will last until the fight is over. Now, looks like Dash is handling it pretty well right now, tanking one missile right there. Should be fine for him in the end. Illias just making his way through the cave. So this is what I'm talking about. There could be missile walls, flames all over the place, lasers, bombs, saw blades. You need to think of a lot of things in this fight. And Dash, he has, depending on what hits him, he has one hit left. But it looks like he's gonna get, yep, good job. Now Kayle's just heading towards Terravine, soon there. And Dash just finishing up the A. I would say all of the runners are so far one area apart. So everyone's on a pretty good pace, to be honest. We'll see how it turns out in the end. No, Illias doing the underwater mines. These are tricky. You need to be kind of precise doing them. So can't blame anyone for dying there. I know I have a lot of times. Unfortunately, no skips. I'm sorry, Essie. No, let's see here, Kayle. Terravine, he's an interesting boss. Also one of the bosses where you really use your health as a resource. You know, Dash opting to take the save instead, since I think he died a few times before. Now Kayle finishing up. So the thing about Terravine is he has some attacks that you can just decide to face tank, and you get in a lot of damage if you decide to do it. It does offer some HP, since you just stand there and take it all, but you get so much damage as well. I'm gonna talk about the minecarts when Dash gets there. So, oh, he's there pretty soon, and Illias just entering the A. Now Kayle is in the underworld. New enemies, skeletons, they lock onto you and then they dash at you with very high speeds. And then there's also these fire jets, which erupt from the ground and put a burning dot on you. It does a lot of damage, but since it's damage over time, you can make it to a save if you're fast enough, like if you're going to die. Ooh, that was a close bomb on Illias' side. That was some good fire RNG on Kayle's part. Oh, that was a really nice portal. One skeleton quick kill and really good fire guy spawns. Let's see here, Dash going into Terravine pretty soon. Everyone's just making their way towards the next boss. Except Illias, because he is on a boss. And DA's down for Illias, good job. Just as Dash enters Terravine. So here we see Dash just deciding to face tank these lasers, and he didn't get the right RNG, so he decided to reset because he took a lot of damage on those. Optimally, you want to take 40 damage, since you can tank through, and the iframes will let you just pass through some of the lasers. But unfortunately, he got the slow lasers once, so he took damage. Now he's a scary boss, Terravine, because he has this one-hit laser that will kill you in one hit no matter your HP. So what it does is, he charges up for a very long time, but then he fires a massive laser at you, covering the entire screen, so it's undodgeable and it will kill you. But you have those minecarts that will interrupt it. Oh, Dash taking a big hit there. So what the minecarts do, they interrupt the one-hit kill laser, but they also deal a nice chunk of damage to Terravine. So what speedrunners do, usually, is we take all the 3 minecarts at once if we feel that our damage is good enough. Since it does some extra damage, and we usually never see the second laser charge. So he's probably gonna go... No, he only goes for 1 this time. Probably playing a bit more conservatively now that he had a dash on Terravine. So Kayle's playing Kradarak. He's a side-scroller boss, and just goes in some different directions, lobbing worms and rocks at you and lunging. Terravine is... No, wait, sorry, Kradarak is actually pretty annoying boss, since if he decides to... If you get hit by him, you will probably take more than just 1 hit, because you will fly down the platforms and touch the fiery ground. So he can usually combo you pretty good. We just finished up Terravine Dash, and Illias is heading there. He's almost there. It's 2 minecart sections left. So what Kayle's doing right now is the key section, where you have 3 different paths with a key at each end. And you need to take them all, of course, and you will unlock the next area, so to speak. And here we really see the like death warping back to your last save used, since these saves at the end of each key, they have a really long way back, and they're actually really hard to do, some of them, especially top key and middle key. So we just don't take the save instead and warp back, since it's easier and faster. So we just picked up the last key, and it's gonna head towards the Ancient Constructs boss, which we won't actually see from Kayle. Might see it from Illias, we'll see if he practices skip or not. So Dash is heading towards the portal, which is going to give us a new mechanic that I forgot completely. This portal gives you the dash wing mechanic. So when you pick up one of these wings that are littered about throughout the game, you can press your flutter key to dash really, really fast across the screen. And it is, of course, needed for some parts of the game. It also makes way for some really cool puzzles, you could say. So, let's see if it's gonna get this. He's really close. 1 hit away from death. There's only 1 fire guy, and he gets a good job. Now, KayleSan got the skip, so he's past the sea and he's moving towards Miyogi 2 right now. Illias working on Terravine. He is a hard boss. He's also called the Rust Killer for everyone, since you get a little bit, how do you say it, not used to his face snapping out at you and dealing a bunch of damage. So these are the dash wings that I was talking about. You pick them up and then you can dash across the screen really fast. And right now we're only going to see wings that give you 1 dash, but later on we're going to see some wings that give you more dashes as well. Now, Kayle is heading for the library skip. Normally you go up here, but we go sideways, and with the use of a glitch, you could call it, we flutter really fast after using the dash. So the flutter keeps some dash momentum, so you can gain even more height from your dash. Meaning you can just skip the library section, and well, a part of it at least, and jump up to this elevator section right here. Now here we see Dash picking up 4 dash wings in one, so he can have 4 dashes before, maybe it's 3, I'm not sure, but he can dash multiple times before. Also, if you take damage while you have the dash wing on you, you will lose your power up, so you cannot be damaged while having it. And now this is a really close fight for Illias. Let's see, he's probably going to get it. Yeah, no problem. Now, Craterak, the side-scroller. He has this rock attack. It's based on your position and where you're headed. So it can give you some tricky RNG depending on where you've been in the fight. Looks like Dash got in 3 rocks because you can launch them back at his face, dealing a lot of damage. So optimally you want to get 5, but it is very hard since you need to use your orbs really well and you need to hit the rocks, and they need to have a good spawn point. Let's see here. Kayle heading towards Myogi 2, and Dash is just heading for the last phase of Craterak. And now Illias is deciding to do Amethyst. I don't know if it's Race Swag or his original way of doing it. And he goes under as well. Well, I don't know if he knows about it, but he certainly is swagging out right now. Dash just finishing Craterak, no problem. Also heading into the key section. So now, Kayle is doing Myogi 2, and she is kind of reversed from the last time when we saw her. Now, you can attack her, but once you've attacked her, she gets a shield. And this shield doesn't just stop her from taking damage, it actually heals her. So what it does is, if you hit her, when her shield is up, represented by the yellow bar, she heals a bit. So we use this to set up her HP perfectly for when she's about to enrage. Because, as you've seen during the fight, when she takes a certain amount of damage, she gets stunned and you can knock her into the lava. And unfortunately, Kayle just missed it. Probably 1 or 2 frames too late there. But what happens is, we set her to a certain amount of HP with her healing, so that we can time it up perfectly with one of her attacks. And when she's about to enter the enrage, there's 4 frames, I think, where you can damage her. And you knock her out of this enrage phase by stunning her, and then you won't ever see it. So hopefully Dash will get it, because then we'll see an example of what it looks like if you get it. Also, if you miss this enrage skip, she will spawn this red skull that will chase you around the arena, and it's really annoying because you need to constantly shoot it with your orbs. Melee won't affect it, and if it touches you, you will take a lot of burning damage, so you really want to keep it off you. So your Dash is going to go in for the Ancient Construct skip soon. Kayle just finishing up his Myogi fight. Lost some time there because oh, nice lava skip. The setup for the Myogi skip actually takes around, I don't know, 8 to 10 seconds, I think. So if you miss the skip, not only are you going to have to endure the 40 seconds of her enrage, you're also going to have those extra 10 seconds on you. Now Dash doing the Ancient Construct skip. Let's see if he gets it. No problem. So what the Ancient Construct skip is just a damage boost. But the thing is, the trigger for the boss fight is a rectangle standing in the middle of the middle construct. So if you damage boost, you can just jump over it, and also making use of a kind of mid-air damage boost, I guess, from the actual statue hitbox gets you through. So he got it, no problem. Hopefully we'll see an M2 skip. I really want to. Kayle, I'm not sure. I think he got the pass forward first try. Shouldn't have been a problem. And Illias just making his way. He did not choose to use the Veil 2 skip. It is a bit tricky to do the Veil damage boost. You need to be kind of precise on it. See here. So what Dash does here is, since he takes damage from these spike... Oh, that was a terrible reset. What he did before was, when you take damage from these red spiky balls, you can just go back and enter the door and go back, since entering this area gives you 100 HP, so you won't lose anything, but time, of course. And now he got the library skip. Good job. So ideally, if you take damage there and you don't want to, you will just go back in and out from the room. Now, Kayle being in the chambers, yeah, that's what they're called. Not only does it have one of the best soundtracks in the game, It also has a pretty interesting mechanic where you have these eyes that you have to shoot to change whether the spikes are up or down. So you can do. There's some interesting stuff happening on with that. And why did the centaur just jump off and kill himself? Well, it's because they jump towards your last grounded position, and Kayle's last grounded position was a crumbling platform. So he decided to just jump straight out into the air and fall down to his demise. See Illias doing Amethyst right now, and we have Dash heading up the elevator, while Kayle enters Orcs. There's two ways to do this fight. Either you do this, quick kill, which Kayle is doing, or you do the normal way. If you do the quick kill right, you will not see their enrage phase. But it is very hard to do, since you need to be constantly jumping off the platform where you're supposed to stand, and damage the Orcs while you're just barely falling off. And also, if you go just a bit too low, it can actually suck you down into the abyss or something, which is not fun at all. Ooh, we got hit by a trap. That was very unfortunate. Those spear trap positions are actually randomly spawned, so you will never know where they will spawn, and you might just jump up into one. Unfortunately, Illias takes death right at the end of Amethyst. I think he's also the only player to have Screen Shake on. It's interesting. So let's see if Kayle can do it this attempt. And hopefully we'll see the Myogi skip from Dash. Pretty sure I've seen him get it before, so I should be fine. And now, the thing with Orcs is, you need to kill them in kind of the same time as each other. Because it's this kind of classical twin soul boss gimmick, where when you kill one of them, the other one will start regenerating HP. Oh, this is bad for Kayle. Oh, that was so close. The spike was just about to touch him in the back. But yeah, you need to kill them approximately at the same time, or the other one will just regenerate 3 bars of health and stand up again. And now Dash working on the setup for... Well, he's already done the setup, but he's working on M2 skip right now, so hopefully we'll get to see it. Illias is kind of even on Amethyst with HP right now. Let's see if he can get her. Hopefully he will. Kayle just entering Path of Decay. It's the single hardest platforming section in the game, and it has long saves, difficult jumps. Oh, and he got it! Nice job, Dash. So, on Kayle's attempt, he didn't get it, so we got to see this entire enrage phase. Fires flying everywhere and meteors crashing down. But now, since he got it, the red skull won't spawn and we won't have to sit through that horrible phase. Unfortunately, he's gonna get it probably, but he is very low. Nice from Dash. Good job. So he's also gonna be heading towards the Path of Decay right now. He is on a really good pace right now. I think his PB is 49 minutes, and he has been constantly improving a massive amount since the start of the tournament. So hopefully we'll see a PB there. Probably won't see a sub 40 from Kayle, but it's still a good pace run. Right now doing the climb, there's a lot of enemies that spawn and there's crumbling platforms. So if you take too many falls, you will not be able to get back up since your support just fell down. Heading towards the bone snakes from... Oh, he missed the save. That was lucky he noticed. Otherwise it could have been painful. Dash just picking off the... I don't remember the technically correct names, but I'm just gonna say Broodmother and Slugs. Illias still working on Amethyst. It's a tough boss. And I'm pretty sure Illias might only have joined this game for this tournament. He might have done 1 or 2 runs back in the day, but he's certainly working at it. See, can he get the Yoga skip? And will we see the Bone Snakes? No, no Bone Snake swags, unfortunately. It's a pretty weird time save, and it's decently risky. Didn't get the Yoga skip, but it's still really good, this. So now we can explain this, because Dash, why did you do this to me? So there's a bug where when you go into the chambers, the area Dash is in right now, the music won't play, and it won't play until you have your first death. So something that's kind of an indicator that you're doing well is if you get the so-called silent chambers, since that means you didn't have a single death during the entire chambers area. But Dash, he loves the music, so he decided to just reset to have it. And no, will Kayle go for the double flutter? No, he won't. Okay, he goes for that instead. So Dash just heading through the changing spikes and going for the orcs right now, while Kayle is about to enter Azrael. There's a lot going on in Azrael. So you have your demon form now. I'm gonna talk about it when Dash acquires it, but there's the demon form that you need to manage, these red circles that will close in on you when you press your attack button. And then there are the blue crystals, the Purifiers. Also the portal that goes across the map, randomly bringing out a skeletal hand to damage you. The portals that spawn and bring out a skeleton damage hand. And the platforms falling down. So here we have a portal spawning, Kayle just taken down, no problem. But there's a lot going on, and Dash doesn't decide to go for the quick kill. I thought he was supposed to practice for this. At least we'll get to see how it's intended to be done, and it's really interesting. It's a well done boss fight. It's just like everything. It's a hard boss, but everything flows so smoothly once you've learned it. So it's, as I don't remember who said it, but I like their way of saying it. It's kind of like a dance that you have to do with the orcs. So it's a really cool boss fight. But on Kayle's side, we're seeing Azrael. She has the weirdest attack in the game, which are these blue crystals. They're pretty slow. She fires 3 of them, but they go in the absolute most strangest pattern ever. And they can be so annoying to dodge, especially when she flies at you and just decides to shoot them in your face, and there's nothing you can do about it. So Dash just finished up the first enrage of the orcs fight, and he's gonna be probably taking them down before the second one, because his damage is pretty good so far. He has a lot of HP left as well, and Kayle is just now doing the final platforming section of the game, I guess you could say. It's a lot easier compared to what you did in Path of the Cave. But there's long saves, and this one has a lot of enemies. Also, there's a poisonous wall that's chasing you, so you can't be too slow. And Dash finishing up Orc's fight, nicely done. As Illias just starting the underworld right now, I think, at least. And now Kayle is heading for the final boss of the game, Jaeul, who we set free at the start because Ruby does whatever she wants with boys and makes them do whatever she wants. And Dash is now starting Path of Decay as well. Hopefully it'll turn out well. So Jaeul, or J1 as we call him, for reasons, I don't know, it's the final boss, guys. He can pull up these spikes from the ground, which you can then break off and shoot back at him. Now, they do a lot of damage, especially if you get a headshot. And the headshots are tricky to get because he can like move around and jump away, and you can just fire over his head. Also, you need to melee this or shoot this yellow skull away because it will build up his enrage meter. And his enrage is just a long standstill animation where he sucks stuff towards him that you need to dodge. So you don't want to see that in a run since it takes a lot of time. Illias doing the portal right now, no problem. So, what's going on now? He killed the final boss, didn't he? At least I think so. Why is he just standing there? I don't know. We'll see. And Illias has acquired his dash power up right now, so he's just gonna be making his way through the underworld. No real changes since last time, I would say. But now, Kayle, on the final boss of this game, Supreme Jaeul. You unleashed his final form when you killed him in his normal form. So now you have to face the consequences and fight this super hard boss. He has a lot of attacks. Well, not a lot, he has like 5, but still. And you also take poison damage all the time during the entire fight. So these green orbs we see falling around from the fairy Fiola, it's not actually there to heal you from damage Jaeul does to you. It's actually to heal you from the constant poison damage you're taking. And now we're gonna see the dive attack, where he flies up into the air and boom, crashes down. Hope you want to get him to land on the ice crystal, because then he gets frozen and Amethyst blasts him with his death beam, with her death beam. Sorry. And then it deals a ton of damage, and you can just stand and melee him as well all the time. His enrage basically just empowers everything and makes it a lot harder. There's also these circles of fire that start spinning when you stand inside of them, and when they spin too fast, you get ignited by the friction, I guess. At least that's how I interpret it. He's pretty low right now. Hopefully he'll be able to get it. So we'll see. While Dash is doing the bones. Oh, unfortunately he died just as Jaeul was about to die as well. Now Illias is on his way towards Craterak. He's very close at the final part before Craterak. This horrible, horrible flutter dash. I am so bad at it. Hopefully he will have better luck than me. And now, the thing about the Jaeul fight, at least the second one, is you have powered up attacks and orbs as well. So the orbs do, I think, 23 damage if you hit him in his eye. And just something to point out here, Kayle got the left side and Scream, which is the best one, since you can deal a lot of damage for him. And these orbs, they do 23 damage in the eye, I think, and then like maybe 3 damage if you hit him in the tail. So, and this damage, it doesn't stack, so you can't just fire off all your orbs into his face as fast as you can. You actually need to time it well to get the most damage out of your shots. It is kind of hard to get the rhythm down, but once you do, the fight will be a lot faster. I'm pretty sure you can actually do the fight equally fast with only the orbs available. So he's doing the enrage right now, Kayle again, and while Dash is heading towards Azrael. I think he is on PB pace right now. Depending on how these fights go, he might PB. Illias heading for Craterak. We'll see. Kayle he's not on a PB pace run because he has a really fast PB, but this is still a really, really good run, and he just finished up with over half his HP left, so really good job by Kayle, I have to say. Even though it's a run, no, a race, sorry, well, it's still a run, but, I mean, you get me. He still managed to pull through in the end, and it's a hard fight, and the nerves coming in as well. So now, Dash is at Azrael. She makes these platforms fall, and you can pick them up again by having these spirits, as we like to call them, or green orbs, like fly down when you touch them. So they fly down into the platform and then they rise. It's really hard to manage everything, her attacks, the portals, and, well, her, because you can only damage her for a certain amount until she gets a red shield. And this red shield stops you from damaging her at all. So you really do not want to see the red shield come out. You just want to see a big blue shield all the time. That means you're doing optimal damage. We're gonna be looking if Kayle is gonna come in for an interview. I'm not sure. But right now, Dash just doing Azrael. He has 2 hits left, so he's looking good, but anything can change because of gravity. But it's no problem for him. So he'll be heading on towards J1. While Illias is still doing Craterack. No problem. Craterack is a hard boss, since it feels like everything he does is so much faster than anything else, to be honest. Like, you have to jump from him all the time because it's a side scroller. You have to be on the platforms, and then he just decides to lunge at you with his entire body, knocking you all over the place. And we can see Kayle doing his signature wobble with Ruby, just standing there. So he's currently heading towards J1, last section. Unfortunately, Dash got caught by something. I didn't quite catch what it was, but an Illias taking another death to Craterack. Let's see here, will he get past it? Yep, he does. No problem. So now rocks for Illias. You'll want to get rocks as your last attack, since then if it's the last attack, you're sure, like, you're absolutely certain that it's gonna be rocks. So you can just manipulate it a lot better than if it's like your first attack where you're unprepared. Let's see here, I'm gonna try to get Kayle for an interview, and Dash getting triple spike in 1 headshot. Nicely done. See how we'll do on the second spike volley. That's 1 headshot and 1 body shot, so still doing well. That's still good. See here, getting another triple body shot this time. He's keeping up good damage on J1, I have to say, since getting headshots is very hard. Ooh, Illias, come on, you can do this. And he finishes up Craterack, nicely done. And he's gonna head towards Supreme J-Hole at the end. Good luck. And now the entire Angel plus Fairy crew has joined up, and ooh, he just missed the save. But he's gonna be starting Supreme J-Hole. Good luck. And now we have Kayle here. Welcome. I think. Oh, well, mic's not working. It'll take a second. We'll look at Dash instead. So far, he hasn't taken any damage on any attacks, so he's doing well so far. We're gonna be talking a bit more about the enrage now, that I don't have to watch 3 people simultaneously. He got the middle scream. It's the second best one. You can still deal a lot of damage to him, and not as much as left side, but right side is absolutely terrible. You lose so much damage if you get it. And what the scream does is it just amplifies your poison damage by a lot. So you take massive damage. If you're out there for more than like a second, half a second, I mean, you're gonna die. You also get paralyzed, making it harder to move. And now Kayle should be here. Welcome.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, I can hear you now.
Hi.
Great job on the run. 43:36. That's a really good time.
Oh my god. I was like so nervous, to be honest.
Well,
But
it is a race, so no one will blame you.
well, the funny part is that was probably one of my best runs ever until I missed M2 skip.
Well, it
Probably
happens.
was my best. Yeah.
So,
Got a little tilted
yeah,
afterwards.
how do you feel about it in the end?
Oh, I'm really happy. Like it's like what 42 in game.
Well, you should
Something.
be, because 43 in a race setting is really, really good.
Yeah.
Dash just finishing up J2. Well done there. Hopefully we will get him for an interview as well. I want to ask, what did you feel when you missed the M2 skip? Because I noticed your splits were green throughout the entire run, basically.
I was minus 42 seconds at that point.
Oh,
Yeah. You know, I just decided I'd just finish it up, just kind of safe, and then I died to orcs as well.
well,
But
it happens.
I'll take it. I mean, it's better than my PB on race, which was what, an hour, so I'll take it.
Anything's an improvement.
Right? God, that was a mess.
So we see Illias here. He actually decided to take the save, and for the top key, it's not a bad choice, since it is the only one of the keys where it won't be too hard getting back down again. You just have to walk off and fall down, unlike the other ones where there's rocks falling everywhere and a bunch of enemies. Oh, is there anything you want
top
to?
key.
Top key.
Top
Top
key's
key's
my
great.
favorite. I love that one.
We can talk about top key.
Oh,
So good.
That I never die there, or what?
I don't know, anything. What do you like about top key?
I don't know. It's just muscle memory. I just get it most of the times. I died earlier and I kind of flipped out, but you know, it's whatever.
It's a fun part as well.
It is fun. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say about your race other than M2 and Orcs and J2?
Yeah, I kind of died to J2 with 1 HP, didn't I?
Yeah.
Or he
it
had
was-
1 HP. Yeah.
It was really close, and I don't know, what would the time have been? A low?
Like
41?
It would have been 40, 50, I think.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I looked down and I was like, I looked at his HP and I'm like, all right, and I just shot the shot into his spine or whatever, and he didn't die, and I was confused, and then I died.
Well,
Yep.
you know how it is.
Yeah, I
Welcome
actually
Dash.
lost.
Oh, sorry.
I lost to sub 40 earlier, the exact same
Yeah.
way.
I actually mentioned that in the beginning, how you have been creeping really, really close to sub 40s all day.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Can't be too mad.
Yeah, it's at least it shows that you've been doing really well. Getting sub 40 is extremely hard, and I think there's only what 5 people in the entire
Yeah.
game that has it right now.
5. Yep. Getting there. I'll get it sooner or later.
No problem, I believe. So now Dash, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Great run, by the way.
Yeah, it's one of those runs where, like, right now I feel like I can do so much better, because that run felt pretty garbage, but then it was only 30 seconds behind PB, so, you know, I think a
Well-
big PB is coming still, again.
That's the thing, though. Like, you have been improving so much over this tournament. So
Yeah.
now you think a sub 50 time is like bad for you.
Right, yeah, exactly. When this tournament started, my PB was like an hour and 5 minutes or something, and I was like, I just want to get sub 1 hour. It's gonna be a grind. It's gonna be really hard. And now my last 3 runs have been sub 50. So
Yeah, then it took
Pretty
like
great.
what, 1 week and a half, and you got it.
yeah, so I feel really good about improving. However, even though I did only 30 seconds behind PB, Kyle just spanked us and put us to bed without dinner.
Well, I mean, he has been playing. Oh, sorry for that. He has been playing so well recently, getting I think 3 attempts at sub 40 like today. But he's been choking them, unfortunately. So I don't think he should compare himself to you, because he's been playing for a lot longer, I think, at least, and you've been doing so well. Like, probably if you look percentually at it, you've been improving the most out of anyone, I think.
Oh, well, that's a pretty big deal. And yeah, I feel like I've been improving the most. I think part of it is that, like, everybody else stopped playing the game, and I only stopped speedrunning it. Like, when everybody was not really running this game very much, I was still playing it every once in a while, because I love this game. So I would just, like, do a casual run every once in a while on stream and stuff. I just wasn't speedrunning it anymore. So, yeah, I mean, when I came back, I feel like there was a lot of improvement that I had already made that I just hadn't put a timer on yet.
Maybe you weren't just rust as the other were.
Right.
Because we've seen a lot of players fall to the rust, so...
Yeah, but I mean, even at the same time, though, everybody de-rusted and has been putting in PBs, and yeah.
It's been great.
It's been great. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Still, what a great run. Sub 50 in the tournament.
Yeah, it was a really good run. Terravine, for some reason, is my new run killer. Like, I feel like at any point in time, there's one boss that is just giving me a super hard time. Like, it was Amethyst, you know, then it was J2. Right now, Terravine. He keeps killing me. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, he can be like that. It's annoying. Because you need to be, like, so much up in his face, and he can just snap out at you anytime.
Right. I feel like it's because a couple runs ago, I said, I just saw on the restream that Illias got Ancient Construct skip. Nice.
I think it's the first time he's done it in a race.
Mm-hmm.
So great job on his side. He has been practicing, I see. I told you in the beginning.
Yeah. But yeah, with Terravine, it's like just before it happened, I said that I think Terravine is the easiest boss in a speed run. And immediately after saying that, every single run has lost a minute on Terravine.
There you have it. Should have angered him. It's a curse.
Now he's angry, Vine.
Luckily, I don't think I commentator cursed any one of you, so I have that going. Also, I want to thank you for contributing to the, like, stumbling animation there at the cloud. Kayle was doing it a while ago as well, so good job for syncing up with him.
Well, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, thanks for the run, and great job again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll let you get back to this Illias run.
No problem. See ya. So, Illias, he got the AC skip, which I don't think he didn't do it last race, so that's really, really good of him. He's gonna be going for the library skip here, doing a bit of a... No, wait, sorry, not a library skip. He's doing, I think, his own setup of it. I don't know. It looks interesting. It's swag. That's all I know. And I mean, the most important thing in these races are swag after all, so... Let's see here. He's going the other way. Then up. Oh, doesn't quite get it. It's precise that taking that feather with wing dash, whatever you want to call it, and especially if you do it from that position, because normally you jump down to where we flutter dash from, but Illias is doing, I think, a kind of mix of the library skip. At least that's what it looked like. I might just be understanding it wrong. But it's hard doing just a jump and a flutter down to the side, because you need to time it right. Otherwise you will fall into the black hole, or you will fall down and die. Normally we would just walk over and, like, if you did it the intended way, you would walk over and then jump, flutter, and jump back. But now I think he's going for it. No, he's going for a mix between his the library skip and the intended way, it looks like. Oh, I missed Illias doing the Chris Loot skip. Oh no. Well, then I would have to... Oh, nice job. He got it. And then I'm actually gonna have to give Illias my personal award of swag. Since the Chris Loot skip is actually the coolest thing in the entire game. Now we actually get to see this section. I don't think it's been done in the tournament so far. So there's these brutes walking around, and you need to time your jumps to their whims. Otherwise they will blast you with a beam that is instantaneous and does 50 damage, I think. It also paralyzes you for a bit, so you move really slowly. But Illias got it, so he's passed the part we usually skip now. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. They just fire off at you. No concern for anything. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, it's kind of precise doing that. You need to time it well. Usually we would just flutter under here and jump up to the second platform. But it can be a bit scary, so I can understand Illias going at it the traditional way. And also, I'm not too sure if he knows about it. So it's hard. This game is very hard. Like, this needs to be pointed out. Thank you, Chris, for linking the Chris Loot skip. It's the best skip. Oh, it's hard. Like, this game is very, very hard. And Illias heading in for this tournament is, like, it takes a lot to just head into this tournament, especially when it's like a small game, because usually when there are smaller games, the top everyone is guaranteed to be there because they're so, like, we're so tight knit. And Illias heading into this race, even though to me it proves that he has like a lot of courage and he just wants to have fun, to be honest, because it's been great having everyone here for this tournament so far. And now he got it. Good job. Oh no, I cursed it! I'm so sorry! No! The commentator's curse. I'm very sorry, Illias. I shouldn't have said anything. Should have just kept my mouth shut and watched. Oh. Hopefully we will see him get it soon. Yeah, this shouldn't be a problem at all. Okay, I was afraid I cursed it again. But he got it, so he's at the elevator right now. The casual playthrough nightmare. For speedrunning, it's not too bad when you have played a lot, because everything is just cycle-based and you just kind of disconnect your mind and let muscle memory take over. But for your first time through it, this section will be absolutely terrible. Because you have these brutes walking around, shooting lasers at you, you have these spiky balls flying out, and then you have black holes spinning around. They are a one-hit kill. Usually the brutes are as well, since you get paralyzed from them, but they might give you a chance to survive. And then you also have these tight jumps that you need to do. You need to slide under. Oh, he just tried to tank through it, I guess. Well, you need to slide under these spikes and then jump up to the platform, because otherwise the brute will blast you. So we got it. Hopefully he's gonna get this second part as well. Yep. Now let's see the last part. Ooh, that was scary, but he got it. So this is the maze of bullets. Illias is very low right now. It's gonna be hard killing these skeletons. Hopefully he will be able to. Ooh, it just touched his feet. That was unfortunate. Yeah, brutes with their heads and their heads on their mouth, on their hands. I mean, I always thought their hands looked like snake mounts, so I don't like him. But yeah, what we just saw is kind of bullet hell section going on. There's just shots flying everywhere, and you need to dodge them. They go in a specific pattern, so they're not randomized, because that would be a true nightmare. But it's still like, there's not a lot of space between each jump. So, see if Illias is gonna get it this time. Okay, spiky balls, gets through. Oh, just jumped a tiny bit too early. You can decide to jump down between those red portals if you want to. The timing can be a bit tight for it, but you also don't have to time your jumps as well when you get back, when you're trying to get back up. So since you can just do full jumps and full flutters. But Illias deciding to go for where you slide off the platform and then you jump, flutter, up, back on it again. I'd honestly say it's harder to do it that way, but yeah. That's me. The book strat? I have never heard of that. Actually, I guess it has something to do with either like standing on a book or these flying books. But I have no clue. You know, Myogi is studying really hard, so that's why there's books just lying around everywhere. Illias doing a bit of dance here on the save point, maybe to blow off some steam. Yeah, he doesn't look too pleased, or his game glitched out, I'm not sure. And it looks like he has decided to quit. Well, I mean, it's a tough game, and Illias, who I think has the least experience here out of anyone, he's done a great job coming all the way almost to Myogi. He actually got a lot further than his last run, so he's been practicing. AC skip, he got it, no problem. Well, GG to Illias. I'm not sure if he'll be coming in for an interview. I'm gonna check with him. So we're just gonna be waiting to see if he's gonna come in for an interview. I don't know. No clue. Anyways, it's been great. Good runs from everyone. Kayle with a 43.36 RTA and Dash 50.21. So we got we got one sub. I don't know, I can count apparently. Well, let's just say 45, because it's a good time. And one sub 50. And Illias made a personal improvement, got the AC skip, so he got past a pretty big chunk of the game. So good job to him. Okay, so Illias will not be coming in for an interview. Well, then I'm just gonna have to say, thanks for coming and watching, everyone. You can go follow the runners, you can follow the commentator if you want to. Huge shout out to Speed Gaming for making this so easy and like so professional as well. So thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for helping with the streams, and thanks for the players for producing great runs. So I will be seeing you all some other day. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great time.